Today we found out that the AI model that was too dangerous to release just got hacked on day one. The most powerful, fearsome cybersecurity AI ever built just got hacked by a Discord group, of course, on the day it launched. They guessed the URL. Never underestimate the Discord pros. The model is Mythos, the one Anthropic said was too dangerous to release publicly, the one that triggered an emergency meeting with the Fed chair and every major bank CEO in America, the one that the White House invited Anthropic back in to discuss after the Pentagon kicked them out. The absolute code red of all AI models in a Discord group guessed the URL, and they've been using it, of course, to build websites. Let me walk you through this because every detail is kind of more absurd than the last. Anthropic built Mythos to find security vulnerabilities. It's terrifyingly good at it, and that's what's been causing a lot of alarm. Thousands of zero-day flaws across every major operating system and web browser, found bugs that had been sitting there just dormant for decades. The model was so dangerous that Anthropic only gave access to 40 organizations, including Amazon, Apple, Microsoft, JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, the VIPs. Under a program called Project Glasswing, very Bond naming, the Treasury Secretary called an emergency meeting. The NSA started using it, even though the Pentagon had officially banned Anthropic. Clearly, they're not too much of a national security risk if the NSA is putting them to work. This was supposed to be the most controlled rollout of an AI model in history, but it lasted less than a day. A small group on a Discord server that tracks unreleased AI models figured out where Mythos was hosted. How, you ask? Well, a few weeks earlier, Anthropic accidentally published 500,000 lines of its own source code through a misconfigured package. The Discord group just used the naming conventions from that leak to reconstruct the URL. The data was just sitting there because of Anthropic's own security vulnerabilities. The irony is pretty tight. One person in the group also happened to be a contractor for a third-party vendor that works with Anthropic. They used that access to confirm that they were in. The company that built the best vulnerability finding tool on Earth got breached because of a vulnerability in its own code. And the company that's been labeled a supply chain risk got breached because of a weak link in its vendor supply chain. You kind of can't make this up. They showed Bloomberg screenshots. They gave a live demo of Mythos. They've been using it regularly since launch day. And what are they doing with the most powerful cybersecurity AI ever created? They're making landing pages. The model that can break into any operating system in the planet is being used for web design. That's like an assassin working at Home Depot and showing you where the mulch is. But meanwhile, the White House was actively expanding access to Mythos while it was already breached. On April 15th, 6 days after the Discord group got in, the Office of Management and Budget emailed cabinet officials outlining plans for a safeguarded version of the model for civilian federal agencies, while some guy on Discord was using it to build a website. The government was writing memos about controlled access to a model that was already in the wild. So the model that finds every vulnerability couldn't survive contact with a few curious people on the internet. If you can't contain it when only 40 organizations have it, what happens when 100 companies can build one? Does everyone get a cyber weapon with their Happy Meal? Time will tell.